We start with our discussion. The question number 1 of back exercise says, this is for force and laws of motion. It says an object experiences a net zero external unbalanced force. So force is 0. Is it possible net force? Let's say net. Yes. First, let's read the question. Is it possible for the object to be traveling with a non-zero velocity? If yes, you have to state the conditions that must be placed on the magnitude and direction of velocity. If no, again we have to provide a reason why is it not possible. Okay, now you can answer.
Ma'am, as per the Newton's first law of motion, no force is needed to move an object which is moving with a constant velocity, that is non-zero. So when an object experiences a net force of 0, external unbalanced force, then it can move with a non-zero velocity.
Awesome, awesome. So correct. Either you write who gave that answer?
Ma'am, Abhishri.
Avishi. So either
Ma'am,
you may write Avneet.
No, ma'am, Abhishri. ABHISHRW.
Okay, I'll just check your name from the name list I have.
Ma'am, her name is Abhishri.
Okay, Abhishri Malpani. Got it. So basically, what Abhishri said is totally right. Or we can simply say that external force is 0. Right? So that means mass into acceleration is 0. Now mass cannot be 0. You know, if an object is there, it's bound to have some mass. So that means acceleration has to be 0. So it means if there is no external unbalanced force acting on the object, then its acceleration ought to be 0. Acceleration 0 means this term v minus u by t equals to 0. Now again in this term, when under what two condition will this term become 0? If v is equal to u, that is if the final and initial velocity are the same, or if t tends to infinity. If this number at the base is very, very, very large, say p minus u is just 1 and then t is 10,000 or 100,000, then in that case, the overall fraction becomes 0.0000000 something. Fine. So, अब हमें पता है t infinity नहीं हो सकता, right? In practical situation, t cannot be infinity. So, only condition we are left with is v equals to u. So, what condition I can place on the magnitude and direction of velocity? I can place the condition that the magnitude of the velocity will not change. अगर 0 था,
will also not change.
yes, magnitude of velocity cannot change, and also the direction of motion cannot change, because we know that acceleration has to be 0, right? So even if the direction changes, acceleration would be there. So even direction cannot change. Direction of motion should be the same. So motion should be along a straight line. Okay, so motion should be along a straight line. Got it, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
okay. Question number 2. Whenever yes.
Ma'am, can I answer Chavi?
Chavi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Chavi, please answer. Read the question and then answer.
When a carpet is beaten with a stick, dust come out. Explain. Ma'am, this happened because of the due to the inertia of rest as the carpet was in the rest, and when it was beaten with a stick, it is said to be in motion. But the particles on the carpet was in is in rest, and because of the gravity they fall down when we because of the gravity they fall down. So it all happens because of the inertia of rest. Yeah.
Correct, correct, absolutely correct explanation. And she used all the keywords. So this is due to inertia of rest of dust particles. So when you are beating the carpet, when it comes into motion. When a carpet is beaten, it moves. It moves, but the dust particles stay at rest due to inertia. And now their support is gone. So in absence of a support, they fall down. वो किसके ऊपर बैठे थे? They were sitting on the carpet, but now there is no longer any carpet under them. So in absence of a support, they fall down. Fine?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is due to inertia, rest of dust particles. The next question says, why is it
Ma'am, can I
advised?
take
Ma'am, can
Who's
I
this?
Anmol?
honey?
Ma'am, may
Uh,
I? Abhishri.
Ma'am, honey.
has
Ma'am,
already tried. So and also Chavi also tried. Somebody other than these two.
Ma'am,
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 honey.
may I? Abhishri.
Okay, Honey, you
Ma'am, may
can
I?
try.
Yes, ma'am.
Honey,
Ma'am,
let's
this
give it
is
a try.
yes, ma'am. I'm answering. Ma'am, this is because when some luggage is placed on the roof, it is initially at the rest. And ma'am, when the acceleration of the bus is in the forward direction, it exerts a force on the luggage. So ma'am, in the similar way, bus is which is initially in a state of motion suddenly comes to rest when a brake is applied. So it can fall down. So depending on the mass of the luggage and the magnitude of the force, the luggage may fall off the bus due to inertia. That is why it is tied.
Okay, Honey, your answer is partly correct, and partly you have used some incorrect keywords. Fine. So let's see. So when you're using inertia to explain the situation, it's totally correct. Yes, but you cannot say that bus will apply a force on the luggage. No, the bus is not
May
going to
I tell
apply.
the correct, like, in the correct language?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in a moving vehicle like a bus, the motion is not uniform. The speed of a vehicle varies and it may apply brakes suddenly or take sudden turns. The luggage will resist any change in its state of rest of motion. And due to the inertia, and this luggage has the tendency to fall sideways, forward or backward, and to avoid the fall of the luggage, it is tied with a rope on the top of the bus.
Correct. So when a bus is suddenly starting or stopping, then due to inertia, if it is suddenly stopping, inertia of rest will act, or inertia of motion. If the bus was in motion and then it suddenly stopped, due to which inertia of rest or inertia of motion, the luggage might fall.
Ma'am, inertia of rest.
See, when the bus is moving, then luggage along with the bus is in motion. Okay, so then it would have inertia of motion. So when a bus suddenly stops or starts, then due to inertia of motion or rest, depends upon whether it is suddenly stopping or it is suddenly starting. Okay, then due to inertia of motion or inertia of rest, the luggage resists the change and may fall down. We cannot say it will fall down, and then it may fall down. So it's tied down. Okay, that's why it is tied down to the top of the bus with a rope or something so that it doesn't fall down. Okay, so let's look at the next question.
Ma'am, may I answer the next part? Avni Sunga.
Abhishek. Okay, yes. A batsman hits a ball which then rolls on a level ground. After covering a short distance, the ball comes to rest. The ball slows to a stop because, which is the correct option?
Ma'am,
The bat.
the correct option. C. There is a force on the ball opposing the motion.
Yes, ma'am. Option C.
Correct. Correct. So the correct answer would be, which force do we? What is the name of that force? There is a force on the ball opposing the motion. What?
Friction.
Friction. So we call
Friction.
this force of
Friction.
friction. Correct. Question 5. A truck starts from rest and rolls down a hill with a constant acceleration. It travels a distance of 400 meters in 20 seconds. Okay, so the distance traveled by the truck is 400 meters and time taken is 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
We have to find the acceleration. Okay, one thing I missed. What did I miss right now?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
initial
ma'am.
velocity.
Ma'am, the mass.
Ma'am, mass is 7 tons, which will be 7,000 kg.
वहां तक तो मैं पहुंची नहीं थी. Initial velocity I missed because it
Ma'am,
says the
initial velocity will be 0 because this
Zero
it is
meters per
at
yes, it's 0 because the truck is starting from rest. You have to find the acceleration of the truck.
Ma'am, we can use the second equation here.
Yes.
Okay, and we also have to find out the force acting on it. Given you are given its mass at 7 tons. So mass is 7 ton. Now we obviously 7 ton is not in SI unit. So we convert it to SI unit, that becomes 7,000 kg. So 1 ton is 1000 kg. It's already given in the question. Now, so हमें acceleration find करनी है. Acceleration is v minus u by t. Now we have the value of u, but we don't have the value of v, and so we can simply use this. Hanji,
Ma'am,
can we
we
simply
can.
use this equation? Can we use this equation?
Yes, ma'am.
अरे भाई दो unknown है. Acceleration भी
No,
unknown.
ma'am. No, ma'am, we cannot use this one. We have to use the S equals to
We
UT plus half
won't
AT
be
square.
able to use this equation because there are two unknowns in this equation. ठीक है? You cannot solve. You can solve an equation only with one unknown, ना? So we will use the let's see which other equation I can use. So we have the second equation, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, or I could have used V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So again in this equation,
Here.
V and U two unknowns.
Ma'am.
So third equation out of the picture. This one we can use. Right? So using this second equation of motion, I will find out the acceleration. Please calculate and tell me what's the acceleration. S is given as 400 meter.
Ma'am, 2 meters per second.
Ma'am,
2
2
meters
meters
per
per
square
square
second.
second.
Okay, one point of mistake in this type of a question is you people write the equation correctly, but then you forget to square the time. Never forget to square out the time. It is
Okay.
half AT square. Okay. So what do we get? We get acceleration as 2 meter per second square. Everybody got it? How we
Yes.
got this answer, or shall I solve step by step?
Ma'am, we got.
Okay. So we get acceleration as 2 meter per second square. Now the second part is easy. We have the acceleration. We know the mass of the truck. So we can find the force acting on it. So force would be
1,000
mass into
48,000 Newton.
acceleration. Okay.
Ma'am, so it will be 14,000 Newton.
Yes, it would be 14,000 Newton. Okay. So force would be mass into acceleration. That would be 14,000 Newton. Okay, next question.
Ma'am,
Hanji,
ma'am, can you tell like which chapters will come in PG2?
these two chapters, force and laws of motion and motion chapter.
Ma'am,
Both.
so gravitation will not come.
Gravitation will not come. Gravitation is part of your next term. But
Okay.
yes, we will not keep on waiting for that next term to start. We will start studying the chapter, but yes, it won't be there for your people.
Okay, ma'am.
So let's discuss question number 6. A stone of 1 kg is thrown with a velocity of 20 meters per second across the frozen surface of a lake, and it comes to rest after traveling a distance of 50 meters. You have to tell me all the quantities which are given, and how will we calculate the force of friction between stone and ice. So we know that mass is 1 kg with a velocity of 20 meter per second. 20 meter per second is initial velocity होगी कि final velocity.
Ma'am, may I tell?
Now tell me. Now after reading the full statement, tell me what is the initial velocity of the stone and what's the final velocity.
Ma'am, the initial velocity is 20 meters per second.
Okay. And final?
The final velocity will be 0.
Correct. Okay. So the stone travels this distance before it comes to rest. We have to calculate what's the force of friction between the stone and the ice. So obviously force of friction here would be mass into acceleration. Okay. Now why have they given us so mass is 1 kg given. So इस u, v और s को उन्होंने हमें क्यों दे रखा है?
To find out the acceleration.
Correct. So which equation do we use? Second or third?
Third. Ma'am, third.
क्योंकि आप देखिए टाइम का कोई फैक्टर नहीं दे रखा, ठीक है, टाइम दे ही नहीं रखा, तो फर्स्ट इक्वेशन सेकंड इक्वेशन दोनों में टाइम के फैक्टर आते हैं. So we use the third equation, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. They've made our work very easy. V is 0. So we get minus 20 whole square is equal to 2 into a into s is 50 meter. So minus 400 divided by 100 and 2. Sorry.
Ma'am, minus 4 meters per second.
Okay, so can you tell me why is it coming out to be negative? Acceleration is coming out to be negative. Why?
Ma'am, because it's in retardation.
20 meters per second.
Because it is in retard.
Stone is falling.
Force of friction is in opposite direction.
Because we know that the stone is stopping. Okay, so it means that its motion is retarded motion. So acceleration comes out to be negative. So what would be the force? Force would be mass into acceleration. So that would be
4 Newton.
Minus 4N.
Minus 4.
This could be the force acting on the stone. So what would be the force of friction?
4 Newton.
It would be negative of this force. So minus of minus 4 would be 4 Newton. Got it? Force
Yes,
of
ma'am.
friction acts opposite to the applied force. So force of friction would be negative of this force. So that would be 4 Newton. Okay. Everybody clear with this? Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Question 7.
Ma'am,
It
can
says,
I?
Abhishri.
Ma'am, honey.
Rishita?
Ma'am,
Honey.
honey.
No, let's go with Dishita. Dishita? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dishita. Just guide me.
Ma'am, I'll guide you for the first one or all the options.
For the first one.
Okay.
Ma'am, we've been given that the mass of the engine is 8,000 kgs.
Okay.
The number of wagons are 5. Mass of the wagons is 2,000 kgs. The force by them is 40,000 newtons. So the net acceleration force would be 40,000 newtons minus 5,000 newtons. So that would be 35,000 newtons. So that would be the acceleration of the train. Am I right for
Correct.
this?
Yes. So
Ma'am,
basically,
can I do the
net
second part?
force.
Net
Hanji,
acceleration force.
the net force would be the total force applied by the engine
Yes,
and
ma'am.
subtracted from that friction. For this, we can make a free body diagram. See, this would be the free body diagram. We take the train and the wagon as one system. Okay. So, or let's take only the wagons. Okay. So all those 5 wagons. So that means 10,000 kg. On these 10,000 kg, for the engine is applying a force of 40,000, right? And the rails, they are offering a friction of 5,000 Newton. Okay, friction would be opposite. So 40,000 Newton force pulling them forward, 5,000 Newton force trying to resist that pull forward. So the net force would be the applied force minus the force of friction. So it becomes 40,000 minus 5,000. That gives us 35,000 Newton. So basically at the end, ये जो इंजन है ये कितना फोर्स लगा पा रहा है 35,000 न्यूटन. ठीक है.
Ma'am, may I tell the second one as well?
Ma'am, can I do the second part?
Who is this second?
Ma'am,
Second
Honey.
was Honey. Okay, let's let this Dishita let Honey try.
All right, ma'am.
Ma'am, so the second part is total mass of the train will be equal to the mass of engine plus mass of each wagon. That would be 8,000 kgs plus 5 into 2,000.
अच्छा एक बात बताओ, मैंने आपको एक टॉय दिया, ठीक है? द टॉय इज ऑफ 1 kg.
Yes.
तो ठीक है 2 kg लगा लेते हैं. एंड योर मास इज से 35 kg. ठीक है. You are applying a force of 100 Newton on the toy. ठीक है. What would be the acceleration in the toy? It would be 100 divided by 37 or it would be 100 divided by 2.
Ma'am, 100 divided by 2.
है ना. तो इस बार आपकी जगह ट्रेन के इंजन ने ले ली. ठीक है.
Yes.
Now it is the engine pulling the wagons. So now tell me the acceleration would be 35,000 divided by 18,000 or 35,000 divided by 10,000.
Ma'am, 35
Divided by
35,000
divided by
divided by
10,000.
18,000. That will be 1.94 meter per second square.
Huh?
Ma'am, it will
क्या
be
हो गया?
30. Ma'am, it will be 35,000 divided by 18,000.
अरे भाई तो फिर तो तुम्हें
No,
उसमें भी
it
ये
would be
करना चाहिए था.
10,000.
टॉय
You
के लिए
don't
भी ये
have to
करना चाहिए था.
calculate.
टॉय के लिए भी आपको 100 by 37 करना चाहिए था. टॉय में तो आपने सिर्फ 100 divided by 2 करा क्योंकि उसको आप पुल कर रहे थे. अब इधर इंजन, उधर आप इंजन का काम कर रहे थे. ठीक है. ठीक है. So engine is just pulling the vehicles ना. Engine is applying the force. ठीक है.
Yeah.
Engine is applying the force.
30,000.
So
Ma'am,
we
it
will
would be
consider
3.5 meters per second.
yes, it has to pull only 5 vehicles. Okay, engine is pulling that 35,000 Newton of force which the engine is exerting. If the
Yes.
35,000 Newton force which the engine is exerting is on the 5 wagons, so we'll consider the mass of 5 wagons only. So 35,000 divided by 10,000 would be the correct answer.
Ma'am,
That would. Hanji.
ma'am, our next class has started.
Okay, sorry. Sorry. So, okay, you can go for your next class. I'll see you next time. Then we'll start our discussion with question number 8.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, please mark me present. I have just joined the meeting.
Who is this?
Omeka Parikh.
Okay. So, question number 8 says an automobile vehicle has a mass of 1500 kg. So, mass is given as 1500 kg. What must be the force between the vehicle and the road if the vehicle needs to be stopped with a negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square? So the question is pretty easy. Force is mass into acceleration, right? So we get mass as 1500, a negative acceleration of 1.7. So
Ma'am, it will be minus 2550 Newton.
it will be minus 2550 Newton. So this would be the force between applied on the vehicle. Okay. And force between the vehicle and the road would be negative of this. Force of friction would be there between vehicle and the road. That would be negative of this force. So that would be force of friction would be negative of this force. That becomes 2550 Newton is our answer. An equal and opposite force will be applied by the road. This would be the force by the vehicle on the road. So from the road, an equal and opposite force would be exerted. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Question number 9 is like really simple. They are just asking for the expression for momentum.
Ma'am, can I tell Honey?
Honey, yes, please do.
Ma'am, the correct option will be DMV because momentum is defined as the product of mass and velocity.
Okay, so what are the units of momentum? Nine B. What are the units of momentum? Anyone?
Ma'am, P equals to MV.
That's the formula. I'm asking about the SI units. Like we measure length in meter, we measure velocity.
Kilogram meter per second.
Yes, it would be kg meter per second. That is mass, units of mass multiplied by units of velocity.
Velocity.
It's a vector quantity or a scalar quantity?
Ma'am, vector.
It's a vector quantity. Right? Momentum is a vector quantity. There is a direction associated with change in momentum. Question 11. Question 11 says, sorry, question 10. Question 10 says, using a horizontal force of 200 Newton, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor at a constant velocity. What is the force? What is the frictional force that will be exerted on the cabinet? The frictional force exerted on the cabinet would be negative of
Ma'am,
this.
may I answer?
Too late, I already answered. You can try the next one. So the frictional
Okay.
force exerted would be equal to the negative of the applied force. We know that friction is a self-adjusting force, meaning that say you apply first, suppose there is a box. You want to move the box. You apply a force of 2 Newton. A frictional force of 2 Newton will develop. You increase the force slightly to 5 Newton and the frictional force also increases to 5 Newton. But yes, it cannot keep on increasing indefinitely. ultimately the object will come into motion at some limiting value, but otherwise friction is a self-adjusting force. Okay. Question number 11. Okay, so who was asking me to try for question 10? Abhishri.
Ma'am, can I answer the 11th question?
Ma'am, may I try? Ma'am, may I try?
Usually wanted.
Beta, please give me your names. I'm not on the meeting screen.
Ma'am, Honey.
Ma'am, I wanted
Anmol.
to answer Abhishri.
Okay, there was Honey, there was Abhishri, and who's the third person?
Ma'am, Anmol.
Ma'am, Chavi.
Okay, Anmol can try because Honey, Abhishri generally keep on participating. So Anmol, you can try. Two objects, each of mass 1.5 kg, are moving in the same straight line but in opposite direction. So M1 is also 1.5 kg, M2 is also 1.5 kg. They are moving in the same straight line but in opposite direction. The velocity of each object is 2.5 meter per second. So for both of them, the velocity is 2.5 meter per second. Okay, what needs to be done here? What have I missed?
Ma'am, we have to calculate the momentum before the collision and after the collision.
Okay, is this
Yes, ma'am.
Anmol? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Anmol, tell me.
Ma'am, we have.
Anmol, tell me.
Sorry, ma'am.
हाँ U1 U2 में मैंने क्या मिस करा है?
Ma'am, mass.
कुछ तो मिस करा है.
Ma'am, you have not put the exponent, that is -1.
I have not written minus here because it's given that objects are coming from opposite directions. Okay, so if this first object is traveling towards the right, the second object is traveling towards the left. So any one of the velocities I need to take as negative. Okay. Now, Anmol, what would be the total initial momentum?
Yes, ma'am, it would be 1.5 into 2.5 plus 1.5 into minus 2.5, which would be 0.
Okay. So the total initial momentum comes out to be 0.
0.
Now, what would be total? First, tell me what would
Ma'am,
be
now we
the
will take
final,
out after the collision.
yes, what would be the
Ma'am,
final
it is
velocity?
0 meter per second. 0 meter per second.
It
Ma'am,
would
it
be
would
0.
be M1 plus M2, which would be 1.5 plus 1.5 equals to 3 kgs.
Okay, so we will take M1 plus M2 into V. Okay,
Yes.
that is because both the objects are sticking together. We take the total mass to be M1 plus M2, and instead of putting V1 and V2 separately, I am putting just V. Why?
Ma'am, because they say that the combined velocity, the velocity of combined objects.
Because both the objects are stuck together. They are stuck together. So once the objects are stuck together, they will have the same velocity. Now we will say that total final momentum would be equal to total initial momentum. Fine. So total initial momentum would be equal to total final momentum. Fine. So now we can write that M1 plus M2 into V is 0. Okay. So this gives me M1 plus M2 to 0 हो नहीं सकता. So it means their final velocity after sticking together is going to be 0. Okay.
Yes,
So the question is over. Let's come to question number 12.
Ma'am, can I Chavi?
Chavi, please try.
Okay. According to the third law of motion, when we push on an object, the object pushes back on us with an equal and opposite force. If the object is a massive truck parked along the roadside, it will probably not move. A student justifies this by answering that the two opposite and equal force cancel each other. Comment on this logic and explain why the truck does not move. So, ma'am, as we know that the mass of truck is too large, and its hence inertia is too high. So for moving that truck, we have to extend a large amount of unbalanced force. So that the as we are putting less amount, so we have to put a large amount so that the truck can move.
Okay, correct. But is the student justified in his statement that we are that the student is applying a force on the truck, so truck is applying a force on the
Student's
student, so they are
logic is correct.
cancelling it.
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So is this logic correct? How many?
It is correct.
No, ma'am, it's
Sorry.
not.
No, ma'am, it is incorrect.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
it is
ma'am,
incorrect.
it's correct.
Ma'am, may
Ma'am,
I
it's correct as action and reaction force always act on two different bodies, so they cannot cancel each other.
Ma'am, but they are in this situation, they are not acting on the same body.
Yes, ma'am.
See, when we are talking about, the truck will not move only under the effect of balance forces. It means there is some other force acting on the truck. So the reasoning of the student is incorrect. It is not because of action reaction forces, because we can easily see from this diagram F1, F2 is acting on the truck, F1 is acting on the student. Fine. So obviously two forces acting on two different objects cannot cancel each other out. There it means that there is some force F3 which is acting on the truck, which is stopping it from moving. Which force has to be there? Think about it. कोई तो फोर्स है जिसके कारण ट्रक नहीं मूव कर पा रहा. Yes, inertia is there,
Yes, ma'am.
but that won't be accountable. Yes, inertia won't be accountable for that. Frictional force. It is the frictional force which will balance out the applied force, and because they balance out, the object will not move. Fine. Because they balance out, it means that net force acting becomes zero, so there is no acceleration. But the student is incorrect in his statement when he said that the forces are cancelling each other out, because action and reaction forces cannot cancel each other out ever, because action and reaction forces will always act on two different objects. Okay? Forces cancel out each other's effect when they are acting on the same object. Right? Only when they are acting on the same object, they can cancel each other out. Okay, so next we come to question number 13. I think question 13 we have done in the
Ma'am,
class.
now can I do?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is this now? Can I, beta, please tell me your name. I'm not on the meeting screen.
Ma'am, Honey.
Ma'am, Ma'am, Abhishri.
Ma'am, we
Ma'am,
have done
okay.
13
Ma'am, Avni.
number.
At 13th, as far as my memory takes me, we have done it in the class.
Ma'am, I want to do with 14 as 14 has
Ma'am,
done in the.
Ma'am, Avni.
Okay,
Ma'am,
so
I am
just
saying from the start.
very quickly, Honey, do question 13 and Abhishri can do question 14. Honey,
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
me
Ma'am, the
what would
given
be
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the given mass of the hockey ball is 200 grams. So if we'll convert it into kgs, it will be 0.2 kgs. And the initial velocity given to us is 10 meter per second. And the final velocity will be minus 5 meter per second. So, ma'am, if the
why are we taking it to be minus?
ma'am, because the final velocity of the ball is in the direction opposite to the direction of the initial velocity.
Yes, because if the ball was going like this, they are saying that it is struck by a hockey stick. So after being struck by the hockey stick, it is going back along the same path. So if initially its speed was 10 meter per second, going backward, it would be minus 5 meter per
second. So, ma'am, the change in the momentum of the ball will be a final momentum minus initial momentum. That will be mv minus mu. That is m outside the bracket and v minus u. That is 0.2. -5 and -10. 0.2 into -15, that is -3 kg meter per second.
Okay, so we have the initial momentum, we have the final momentum. So initial momentum would be 0.2 into 10. Final momentum would be 0.2 into -5. And change in momentum that we denote by delta P. Delta
Yes.
denotes change in momentum. It is
Change.
always final minus initial. Okay, it will always be final momentum minus initial momentum. So 0.2 into -5 is -1. 0.2 into 10 is 2 kg. So minus
-3 kg
meters
meter per
per,
second.
so we get -3 kg meter per second. Okay, a negative sign here basically denotes what? That momentum, net momentum change is along the negative direction of x-axis. Fine. It is denoting us the direction of change in momentum. There is a net effect. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This was Honey. Everybody clear with question number 30?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Now, Shri, you can go ahead. Question number 4.
Yes, ma'am. In question number 14, the mass of bullet is 10 gram, which when we'll convert it into kg, it will be 0.01 kg. And then, ma'am, initial velocity is the 150 meter per second. Then, ma'am, final velocity is 0 meter per second, and time is 0.03 seconds. So, ma'am, then from equation of motion, v equals to u plus at, we will find the acceleration.
So we have to find out the distance of penetration. See, when a bullet goes and hits the wooden block, so wooden
Ma'am,
block
it comes to rest.
yes, it
Yes,
travels some
ma'am.
distance into the wooden block before it comes to rest.
Yeah.
Fine, we have to calculate how much distance will the bullet cover inside the block. So that would be given as you can calculate it as ut plus half at square. Either we can use this equation or we can use v square minus u square is equal to 2as. दोनों ही इक्वेशन यूज करने के लिए हमें एक्सेलरेशन चाहिए. So acceleration can
Ma'am,
be
we
found.
can.
Ma'am, v equals to u plus at.
Yes, we will
Yes,
use
ma'am. V plus.
Ma'am, first
2
law of
v
motion.
and t. This will give me the acceleration as minus 5,000.
5,000
Ma'am, 5,000 meters per second.
It would be
Meter
minus
per
5,000
square
meter per
second.
second square. Negative में क्यों आएगी acceleration?
Ma'am, retardation.
Ma'am, because retardation is happening
Basically,
with it.
this is retardation happening. So now we have the acceleration, we have the value of u, we have the value of v. We can use any of the two equations and we can find the value of distance traveled. It should come out
Ma'am,
to
we
be,
can use the second
Ma'am,
equation.
distance traveled is 2.25 meter.
yes, it comes out to be 2.25 meter. Please make a note, you can use any of these equation. ऐसा कोई compulsion नहीं है क्योंकि आपके पास time भी दिया हुआ है. ठीक है, टाइम भी दिया हुआ है और एक्सेलरेशन हमने फाइंड कर लिया है. सो वी कैन यूज एनी ऑफ दिस टू इक्वेशन. नाउ द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ
Ma'am,
द
I
क्वेश्चन.
use the second equation. V square equal minus u square equals to 2as.
Okay, so calculate the magnitude of the force exerted by the wooden block on the bullet. Avishri, how will we solve this particular portion?
Ma'am, just a minute.
Ma'am, can I tell Honey?
हाँ जी हनी बताइए. एक्सेलरेशन
Ma'am,
came out
it will be
minus
Ma'am,
force
we will take out the force by force equals to ma.
correct. So force is 10
Force
gram.
equals to
Sorry, 10 gram की जगह we will use 10 by 1000.
0.1.
yes,
Mass,
ma'am. So
mass I'm
0.01
using
into
10 gram, that is 10 by 1000 kg. So mass is 10 by 1000 multiplied by the acceleration. Cancel out.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, it's -50 Newton.
minus 50
Okay,
Newton.
this minus 50 Newton is which force? Is it the force exerted? They are asking, calculate the force exerted by the wooden block on the bullet.
The magnitude of the force applied by the bullet on the block.
Yes, this is by the bullet. Okay. So force exerted by the wooden block would be
50 Newton.
50 Newton.
yes, it would be negative of this force.
Yes.
Fine. So it would be minus of F. So that would be minus of minus 50. That becomes
50 Newton.
millimeter. Okay. Action reaction forces. We are using the concept of that force exerted by the bullet. Say it's the action force. The reaction force would be by the wooden block onto the bullet. So that would be negative of minus 50. That would be plus 50 Newton. Next question, number 15. An
Ma'am,
object.
can I have honey?
Okay, somebody else other than Honey, Anmol, Abhishri, who would like to give it a try? Dishita. Dishita is there, no? In this class, 9B.
Yes, ma'am, she's there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dishita, now you will try. Question number 15. An object of mass 1 kg is traveling in a straight line with a velocity of 10 meter per second. So mass of the object is 10 kg. Velocity they have given as 10 meter per second. It collides and sticks to a stationary wooden block of mass 5 kg. So wooden block has a, let's call this M1, U1. Wooden block का mass दिया हुआ है 5 kg. And the wooden block was
Ma'am, first mass is 1 kg, not 10 kg.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Sorry. So let's take this mass to be 10 kg. What's the initial velocity of the wooden
Ma'am,
block?
10
Ma'am,
meter
it's 5 meter per second.
Ma'am, it's 5 meters per second.
I'm asking what's the initial velocity?
Ma'am, 10 meter per second.
अरे भाई of the wooden block. Wooden block. This is
Ma'am,
the
0.
Ma'am, 0.
zero. Because it's given in the question, wooden block was at this. Then they move up together in the same straight line. They are moving up together. It means दोनों की final velocity जो भी होगी v1 v2 दोनों की
Yes, ma'am, the initial momentum will be equal to the final momentum.
Okay, so what is the initial momentum? Tell me that.
Ma'am, we can take initial, ma'am, for this we can say mu1 plus mu2 is equals to m plus m in a bracket multiplied by v. If we talk about the signs.
No, first you tell me what is the total initial momentum. आपने मुझे अभी जो बताया that is total final momentum. That
Ma'am,
is
can I
correct.
tell honey?
Wait, let her try, no? She knows the answer. So आपने जो बताया that is total final momentum m1 plus m2 into v. है ना? That's correct. But I'm asking for the total initial momentum.
The total initial momentum. Ma'am, will it be 10?
Yes, it would be 10 kg meter per second. Because
Yes, ma'am.
m2 u2 ये वाला term तो second term 0 हो जाएगा. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
First term would be 10 into 1. So that would be 10 kg meter per second. So obviously total initial momentum should be equal to total final momentum as per our knowledge of conservation of momentum.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now we can equate them and I can write.
So, ma'am, we can say that velocity of both will be 5 by v is equals to 5 by 3 ms to the power minus 1.
It would be 5 by 3 meter per second.
Second
Okay.
to the power minus 1 if we can say.
So we have got it. We've got our answer that both of them, because first part of the question just said that calculate the total momentum just before the impact and just after the impact, which we did. Just before the impact, it was 10 kg meter per second. Just after the impact, it is going to be
5 by
6
3
into
meter per
5
second.
by 3. Basically, it has to be 10 kg meter per second only.
So was my answer right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Question number 16. Question number 16 says, an object of mass 100 kg is accelerated uniformly from a velocity of 5 meter per second to 8 meter per second in 6 seconds. So mass is given as 100 kg. Initial velocity 5 meter per second. Final velocity is 8 meter per second. Time given is 6 seconds. You have to calculate the initial and final momentum of the object. So what would be the initial momentum?
500.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, m into u, that means 500
100 kg into 5 meter per second is equals to 500 kg meter per second.
Yes, it is 500 kg meter per second. And what would be the total final momentum?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
m,
we'll convert it to 800
इसमें तो
ma'am 800 kgs meter
100
per
kg
second.
into 8 meter per second is equals to 100 kg meter per second.
what? Can come again?
Ma'am, 100 kg 100 kg into 8 meter per second is equals to 800 kg meter per second.
Correct. So we have the total momentum and we have the final momentum. They are asking us the magnitude of the force exerted. There is one more way. We know that
F is equals to ma.
change of momentum. Okay. Force is also rate of change of momentum. So change in momentum is 3 final minus initial, that is 800 kg meter per second. Time for this change is 6 seconds.
Ma'am, 6
so
seconds.
I
That
get this as 50 Newton.
Newton.
Okay. This is, please mark this as important. This is one another way of calculating the force. Obviously, you could also have used the formula m into v minus u by t, where we first calculate the acceleration, multiply it by mass, and you get your answer of force as mass into acceleration. But if you remember the statement of second law of motion, we know that force is proportional to the rate of change of momentum. So change in momentum हमने already निकाल लिया 300 kg meter per second. Time is already given. So change in momentum divided by time will also give us the force. Okay, so question number 17.
Ma'am, you gave this as a homework.
Fine, but it's an important question, so let's discuss this also, and you can check whether the answer you have given is correct or not. So the question says, Akhtar, Kiran and Rahul were riding in a motor car that was moving with a high velocity on an expressway when an insect hits the windshield and got stuck on the windscreen. Akhtar and Kiran started pondering over the situation. Kiran suggested that the insect suffered a greater change in momentum as compared to the change in momentum of the motor car. This was Kiran's suggestion. So, first of all, tell me, is Kiran correct in her suggestion that will the insect experience higher change in momentum? Will the insect experience higher change in momentum? Yes, 9. Think about it. Think about the third law of motion.
Ma'am, the change in momentum of the insect and the motor car is equal by conservation of momentum.
Yes, basically, as per third law of motion or by law of conservation of momentum, we know that force exerted by insect onto the car will be equal to force exerted by the car onto the insect. And they will be equal and opposite in nature. So that would be forces change in momentum divided by the time taken. So obviously, if time taken is equal, change in momentum for both the objects are going to be equal. So Kiran is incorrect in her suggestion. Kiran suggested that because the change in velocity of the insect was much more than that of the car. Yes, the change in velocity would be much more in case change in velocity would be more, or acceleration produced in the insect would be more. Because she is correct in this aspect that, see, for the same amount of force acting, for the same amount of force which acts onto the two objects, we know that acceleration, which is force upon mass, would be different for both the objects. So yes, the change in momentum for both the objects would be same, but insect will experience a higher acceleration because it is having a much lower mass, right? So the acceleration produced in insect would be much higher. Akhtar said that since the motor car was moving with a larger velocity, it exerted a larger force on the insect. So Akhtar is obviously totally wrong because that doesn't happen in accordance with the third law of motion. Rahul, while putting an entirely new explanation, said that both the motor car and the insect experience the same force and a change in momentum. Comment on these suggestions. So Akhtar and Kiran's suggestions are incorrect, whereas Rahul's suggestion is correct, as it is in accordance with our third law of motion. If we take Kiran's and Akhtar's suggestion into account, then our third law of motion, that will not hold true. So that's not possible. So we can say that Rahul gives the correct suggestion in accordance with the third law of motion, whereas Akhtar and Kiran are wrong. Everybody clear with this answer, or shall I write it?
I'm clear.
I'm right.
Okay, you can write it down. Rahul is correct in his suggestion, whereas Akhtar and Kiran are wrong because as per third law of Newton, every action would have an equal and opposite reaction. And so insect and car experience same amount of force and change in momentum. Experience same amount of force and change in momentum. I'm writing in delta P. Delta P is change in momentum.
Ma'am, can you tell what you have written after as per third law of Newton
As per third law of Newton, every action would have an equal and opposite reaction. And so insect and car experience same amount of force and change in momentum. So how will momentum balance out basically? Mass of insect is very less, but mass of car is very high. So what does it indicate? I've already told you in the discussion. Hanji 9B. It means that acceleration produced in the insect would be much higher as compared to the acceleration produced in the car. That's the same case as Earth attracting Moon and Moon also attracting Earth. But we never see Moon falling towards, we never see Earth falling towards the Moon. It's always the other way around. That is because of the fact that acceleration produced in Moon is much higher as compared to the acceleration produced in Moon, Earth for the same amount of force. That's why the acceleration of the Earth is not noticeable, whereas the acceleration of the Moon is very much noticeable. Question number 18. How much momentum will a dumbbell of mass 10 kg transfer to the floor if it falls from a height of 80 centimeter? So if the dumbbell is falling, it has to cover a distance of 18 centimeter, which is going to be 0.18 meter. Take it down.
80 centimeter.
Okay, sorry, 80, not 18. It's 80 centimeters, so 0.80 meter. Take its downward acceleration to be 10 meter per second square. Mass of the dumbbell is given as 10 kg. And momentum is mass into velocity. Here, this would be the final movement, final velocity. So using S and A, what do we find out? मोमेंटम निकालने के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए?
Velocity.
Velocity. Yeah. Do we have the velocity with us?
No, ma'am.
No. So what does it indicate? What we are using the values of S and A to find out what? We'll take that initially the dumbbell was at rest. Using these three quantities, can I calculate V?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will use the third
Yes.
equation. V square minus U square is equal to 2S. V square is what we have to find out. U square is given as 0. This would be 2 into 10 into S is 0.80.
Would be 16.
It would be 16. So that gives us V as
4 meter per second.
So now we have got V. So M into V would be 10 into 4. So
40 kg meter per second.
40 kg meter per second is our answer.